Alright, welcome again, Huckins on Film. I'm your host, Kyle Huckins, and this is actually take two of a review I did the other day, because the review turned out to have some, well, complete screw-ups, and I just said, ugh, abandon review, or try this again. Film in question is Eden Lake. This is not an easy movie to discuss. Because on the one hand, I absolutely love it. It's well directed, it's very well acted, it's an incredibly intense revenge movie. But the ending, and it's a good ending, it makes sense. But god damn, you want to open a vein after watching it. It's just... oh, wow. That's one of the most depressing 90-minute stretches of my life ever. Now, one of those movies that goes squarely on the pile of, that movie was great, I'm never watching it again. I would say Martyrs and Inside, two recent films that very much fit in that pile. Also, I thought Pan's Labyrinth worked there very well. And Downfall, we all have that list of movies like, wow, that was a fantastic movie. I'm gonna need heroin if I ever watch that again. I mean, you might need heroin anyway. Some days you just need a little heroin, that's all I'm saying. Right now, I need cocaine. Actually, no, I don't. That's another story. Anyway, Eden Lake. It's a couple played by Kelly Reilly and Michael Fassbender. And they're in England. They're on holiday, as they like to say over there. And hold on a second, let me call it up, because my memory is crap, as I have mentioned in the past. They run into a group of kids led by... his name is Brett. He's played by Jack O'Connor, who also appears in This Is England and Harry Brown. So this kid, and he gives a great performance. He is very well versed in the act of playing a prepubescent terror. Those are three movies where he plays an evil little fucker. And, this one's easily his finest hour, because he is very much in charge. And, Fassbender, Riley's characters... hang on, let me just get their names. Yeah, Jenny and Steve. Jenny and Steve are just... they're on vacation, and Brett and his friends are over on the other side of this lake, and they're being loud and obnoxious. And Steve goes over and just asks them to turn it down a bit. They tell him to fuck off. And instead of just moving to another part of the lake away from them, Steve refused. Basically, that's why this movie is so depressing, because everything that happens in this could have been avoided. Honestly, if Steve hadn't been a raging, angry, prideful dickhead, this movie doesn't happen. No. It's odd how Fassbender seems to end up in a lot of movies where no one knows how to behave intelligently. But this one's actually enjoyable. Anyway, Fassbender follows his kid home. I don't recall why. And it kind of escalates things further. Well, they're camping later that night. Brett and family, or Brett and his friends, steal their car and try to run them over. it it just gets infinitely worse from there. And Kelly's really the heroine of this. Because Steve at one point just gets very badly hurt, and she is trying to drag both of them through this. Just trying to get somewhere to get some help. Because things have just spiraled out of control. That's really what this whole movie is about. It's just... I mean, it's a great revenge movie. And like any great revenge flick like Harry Brown or A Dead Man's Shoes, which was actually directed by the director of This Is England, so it's connected to that film in that way too. It really shows what a terrible thing revenge really is. Not only how it can consume your life, but once you achieve it, and it was the only thing driving you, you're left with nothing. Now, that's one of the things that makes this movie just so nihilistic. The other thing that makes it incredibly nihilistic is the ending, which I'm not going to give away. I want you to see it, but I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna need a hug after this, or possibly a drink. But it's a very well acted movie. It's well directed. The pace is almost relentless once it gets going. You know, there's a little bit of exposition. It starts off kind of slow, but once it escalates into full-blown pursuit mode, oh, it does not screw around. And the gore and violence in this movie, it's top-notch. And to show you what a tough character Jenny is, at one point she's on the run and she steps on a branch and a portion of it goes deep into her foot. She's got to get this thing out of there if she's going to have any hope of moving. But she can't pull it out. So what does she do? Grabs a fairly large stick, puts it in her mouth, bites down, pushes her foot against a rock, pushes the stick through the top of her foot, and pulls it out that way. It's like... And they don't imply any part of it. They show every last second, and it's incredibly gruesome. That's another one of the great things about this movie. You know, everything starts off nice and clean, and by the end, everything is just covered in blood and mud and just... ugh. A lot of people end up needlessly dead. And at the very end, it's just... you know, it's... It is... I can't call it a true twist ending, but it is one I was like, oh, that was unexpected. But it's well executed. It makes sense how it could have happened. It's not, you know, a high tension twist ending or just, what the fuck was that? It's a well executed twist ending. It just genuinely catches you off. It is one of those twists that just makes you go, oh god, oh no, no, no. Like you want to start screaming no at the screen. It's that effective. That's a lot of why this movie works. It's because they're good at making Steve and Kelly into very sympathetic characters. Kelly more so than Steve. Steve's kind of a twat, which kind of gets the whole thing started, really, but you know what? He's not a bad guy. He had a little attack of the stupid in front of his girl. Honestly, I can't get too upset with the character for that because, let's face it, who among us hasn't done that at some point? Like, this is my paramour. Yeah, I'm not going to think entirely rationally now because, well, she's right there. I've done it, you've done it, we've all done it. Maybe not one of the prouder moments in all of our lives, but... And honestly, he does spend quite a bit of time after that really trying to diffuse things. The only problem is trying to calm down Brett. It's kind of like trying to reason with a T-800. You can't do it. Once his heart is set on violence, he's going for it. This kid's gonna grow up to be Alex DeLarge one of these days. The character, not the actor. I'm sure he's good people. I hope he is anyway. Because if he's not acting, look out, England, you've got a serial killer on your hands. That kid's gonna be fucking evil. But I would definitely recommend it very much. And yeah, I don't think I really have much more to say beyond that, so I'm gonna wrap this up. This is Kyle Huckins for Huckins on Film, fucking off.